Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 259. And in today's very short and sweet episode, we'll talk about expecting hardship out there. Anything that's really worth doing is going to be difficult to do. So I run into safety professionals quite often that after they explain what they're trying to do to me, say, this should be really easy. I'll do this, this, and this. And not saying that it's not easy, but I want us to all to have a realistic expectation when we first get started. Whatever we're rolling out, if you're gonna, um, whatever that is, if it's training, if it's you're taking on a new role, you've performed a gap assessment, and now you're coming up with ways to plug those gaps. So we shouldn't we shouldn't just think that, oh, I could just get this done and it'll be easy and all that stuff, because, well, how do we know the previous person didn't think that same thing too? You know? So not that things have to be hard on purpose, but I also think that there's a lot of times that we show up and say, oh, well, we see where something has to be fixed, and that's what's going to make it easy. You know, well, just by saying it, just by identifying it, well, quite possibly you brought something to light. But let's not just think that literally everything that we do is going to be an easy task, because many times what you're asking people is, you've worked this way for X years. There's been a hazard. Sometimes people have been injured, sometimes they haven't been injured, but we want you to reduce risk even more, you know. So there's naturally going to be a little pushback. There's also going to be naturally a little pushback from folks if you just kind of blow into the site, say, this is how we're going to do things, and then you kind of leave, of course, So you haven't built that rapport with people. And one of the ways that I found that really helps is, as funny as it sounds, you literally talk to people. I think that's one thing that not just in safety, but a lot of jobs really suffer with is, um, they're so focused on getting done what they got to get done, they really don't get input from the folks that it's going to affect. You know, so I can write a awesome procedure, training, whatever you want to call it, from my cube, and it's the greatest thing. It'll pass any audit. It'll do all that stuff, but doesn't mean it works. Doesn't mean it's even real, because the folks who have to use it, they have to implement it. So you got to get that buy-in. So don't be, well, to me at least. So I know at that point I was kind of preaching some, but for me, get buy-in from the people. Ask them what they would do to make things better out there. Now they have buy-in and input into it, as opposed to, I'm from the corporate office and I've decided we're going to do it like this. So that is a strategy if something is catastrophically unsafe. So I'm not going to say that that strategy is not always, that's not a long-term strategy. That's just to get you over the hump strategy until you can really build that rapport, really go back, talk to the folks out there, see what the hazards are and how to go back and address these hazards. And so that's all that I have for today. Just a very short, sweet episode. Been doing safety close to 35 years, and they still run into folks who just say it should be easy. Gosh, I've explained it to them, and I've just, well, that's awesome, but you got to get buy-in. And it doesn't mean that they won't say, oh yeah, we'll do it. And the second that you leave, they go right back to doing what they were doing prior, because they don't have the buy-in to it. Help them, of course, with this buy-in. We want to make things better out there. The people who do the work, they are the key to this whole thing. So with that, let's go ahead there and wrap it up. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me. Episode number 259. And expect hardship in occupational safety. Have a safe day.